lights are below and the music's been played, and I've seen this movie before. I said all the lines so many times, but I can't take the ending no more. I hope this precious moment won't come to fade with time, and what we feel with our bodies, my love, will last in our minds. 'Cause I wanna give you tomorrow, I wanna give you all I can. I wanna love you tomorrow, I wanna love you again and again and again.
I started out working a lot of the local clubs in Jersey. Had a four-piece band plus three singers, and we were doing a lot of bluesy type stuff, a lot of Joey D and the Starlighter type material. As it happens, I was working in a club one night in Jersey, and Joey D happened to be on the same bill with me. They liked my performance so much that the next day I got a call from his manager asking me if I wanted to be part of the Starlighters, and of course I jumped at it. It was a fantastic opportunity for me.
I first recorded them back at Cameo Parkway in Philadelphia, late 50s, early 60s. I left Cameo Parkway and I was working in New York at a record company called 20th Century Fox, and lo and behold, I recorded Benny again over there, and it was quite a duo, quite a duo we had over there, and we really enjoyed working with each other.
I did a demo, and what had happened was the demo was picked up by my agent and sent to New York. And somehow or other, Dave Apple really enjoyed my vocal on it, so he decided to record me. He came down to see me in New York City, as a matter of fact, at the Wagon. I was working on 45th Street. I had an 8-piece R&B band there, and Dave came down a couple of times to see me. And from there, he came up with a couple of great songs for me to record. And that record was ultimately released on 20th Century Fox. It was called I Don't Know You Anymore.
I met Benny in the early 70s. We were on the club circuit in New Jersey. Benny had a great band, and I worked with a band called The Spice of Life, and we didn't work too many of the same clubs, but I had heard from other musicians on the Jersey Shore about Benny, and I was really into the R&B thing, having written R&B successful songs, and I was always looking for, record people, and I went to see Benny, and we just hit it off right away. And we tried several things, and I went around the labels and pitched and pitched and pitched. Finally, in 1974, we picked up a really good song called Mama's Side of the Bed from Ray DeRouge, who I had written a lot of songs with and recorded for a few labels with earlier. And Charlie Fash at Mercury loved the song and gave us a deal to cut 3 sides, gave us the budget. We went into Mercury Studios, cut Mama's Side of the Bed. We cut a song called She Was Good to Me, which was written by Mark Barkin. And I wrote a song called I've Always Had You as the third side, which stayed in the can.
Actually, my first meeting with Billy was at a club I was working in New Jersey called the Tin Lizzie, I recall, back in the, the mid-'70s. And at that time, Billy liked my vocals, and he said, "You want to get together? We'll get together." And we finally hit on a Mercury Records that was very interested in recording some songs with us. So, but we recorded 3 songs, I believe it was, or 3, or it may have been 4 songs. And out of the 3 or 4 songs, the one that they passed on was I've Always Had You. We actually had a record out with Mercury, but they didn't like I've Always Had You, so Billy ran that over to de-lite Records, and they liked it very much. And as it turns out, they put that out as a single, which turned out to be a really big R&B record for us. Now from there, that led into the album.
Benny's relationship with de-lite Records is an interesting story because one of the songs we recorded for Mercury, after the first record didn't do too much, I tried to get Mercury to put it out because it was like a Motown-ish sound, and it had that a beat that was soon to become known as disco. But I didn't know. I just recorded it the way I felt and the way I wrote the song.
I was staying in a motel there, not far from the studio. Billy come in with a guitar and said, "Ben, I got a great song for the album called I Want to Give You Tomorrow." So I said, "Okay, give it a listen." So I gave it a listen, and I said, "Love it, man. Let's go and record it." So we recorded the song, and at that time, the disco thing was just coming in. So really, we didn't have the idea of recording as a disco tune per se. We just recorded the song as we heard it, and it came out to be it turned out to be a very popular song in the UK.
And baby, it's just tearing me to pieces, knowing things can never be the same.